The Pioneers Craters region of central Idaho is one of the jewels of North America's natural heritage. Ranging from lava flows to rivers, foothills to mountain ecosystems, the Pioneers Craters landscape supports wide-ranging species, such as pronghorn, who travel as far as 150 miles between summer and winter ranges. The abundance and diversity of wildlife is supported by the landscape's dramatic range of elevations and long, free-flowing reaches of rivers and streams. Nestled in this area is Conservancy partner Lava Lake Land and Livestock. The mission of Lava Lake Land and Livestock is to restore and protect the native landscape of the region, and to develop business strategies that support that conservation work.
At the same time that we're pursuing these conservation goals across this landscape, we're also running a real working ranch. We have 6,000 ewes that graze across 875,000 acres. The sheep travel over 100 miles each year as they travel from high desert to mountain pastures, following the grasses and flowers as they peak.
We graze animals in bands of about 1,000 mamas and their babies, and a herder who has a horse and a couple of border collies and anywhere from 2 to 4 guard dogs, which are big Great Pyrenees. And they spend those months just doing what shepherds and sheep have been doing for thousands of years.
Working with the Nature Conservancy, Lava Lake Land and Livestock has developed and implemented a conservation plan for the land.
The species and ecological systems that we need to conserve here in Idaho require large areas, and it is imperative that we work with both the ecological as well as the human communities to maintain these working landscapes.
We've worked with the Nature Conservancy for more than a decade. They've been a fabulous long-term partner. They're an easement holder. They provided a great deal of scientific advice and inspiration. The Nature Conservancy has participated in many projects that we've done, restoration, etc., at Lava Lake Ranch. It's just hard to imagine having done all of this without their continuous strong support over these many years.
We've done restoration at some level across the entire area of our operation, where we've modified grazing levels so that we could improve the streams and habitat that was in not so great condition when we started. And so in the areas where we've been able to do passive restoration, we've been able to affect a significant number of acres and stream miles, really by just modifying how that grazing use happens across the landscape. Some of the active restoration projects that we've done have really focused on specific stream side habitat that was in pretty tough shape. And so we've had several streams where we've actively pursued restoration of that habitat. And it's been so rewarding to watch these areas transform into ecologically vibrant areas.
In addition to conservation planning, Lava Lake Land and Livestock has worked with the Nature Conservancy on 2 conservation easements.
So we've worked closely with the Nature Conservancy to do conservation easements, or permanently protect parts of the ranch. And so when Lava Lake started, Brian and Kathleen worked with the Nature Conservancy to donate an easement on Lava Lake Ranch for 7,500 acres, which at the time was the largest conservation easement in Idaho. And just recently, over the last year, they've been working with the Nature Conservancy again on a conservation easement for the West Fork Fish Creek Ranch over about a 5,500 acre area. And so just here in a few weeks, there'll be almost 13,000 acres that have been permanently protected from subdivision or other development.
And it's called Lava Lake Ranch because we're at the edge of the lava flow from Craters of the Moon National Monument. So it's austere, it is quiet. You have to pay attention. And when you do, if you stop and slow down and just be really present in that landscape, you see so much.
Together with the Nature Conservancy, Lava Lake Land and Livestock is working to fulfill their mission of restoring and protecting the native habitat of the Pioneers Craters region.
We feel like we are raising animals in a really humane and sustainable way. We're being easy on the land, and we're bringing really high quality, fabulous food to people. And so it's been a really exciting thing to do.